The evidence seems to indicate that you're watching Dolly Vision.
Chopping up Dolly Vision, streaming real. True crime scene blast feel so unreal. YouTube madness like share, subscribe. Jack's on fire, burning the world's fire. Where's the baby missing shadows crawl? People whisper footsteps down the hall. Fingerprints of the dead, cold as stone. He's got the scoop, best around town known. Dolly Vision headlines, King the Beat. Truth unravels, crackling through the heat. Lost soul shouting, echoes in the night. Rock the truth while live on air light. Chopping up Dolly Vision, streaming real. True crime scene blast feels so unreal. YouTube madness like share, subscribe. Jack's on fire, burning the world's fire. Where's the baby missing shadows crawl? People whisper footsteps down the hall. Fingerprints of the dead, cold as stone. He's got the scoop, best around town known. Dolly Vision headlines, King the Beat. Truth unravels, crackling through the heat. Lost soul shouting, echoes in the night. Rock the truth while live on air light.
What up, YouTube? Dolly back again tonight. What is up, my beautiful people? I got some lint on my face. Yeah, some damn lint. Okay. Anyway, tonight we're talking the latest on Jack and Lily Sullivan. So if you're just tuning in, make sure you leave your DNA on that like button just in case you go missing. Dolly got to come track you down. I'm going to need your DNA on file. Also, if you're brand new, we're getting really close. Well, not really close, but we're not too far away from 65,000 subscribers. So we're on that road to 100K, and I can't hit it without the help of each and every one of you. We talked a little bit about this case today, but there's some other things that I want to tap into because I didn't have very much time to be live with you guys today. So let me give my warnings first. Dolly Visions for entertainment purposes only. We talk news, rumors, gossip, speculation, theories mixed with a little bit of comedy and a whole lot of chaos. So don't take nothing here as fact. It's just my opinion, people. Completely satire. We're not taking calls tonight because Dolly is on the road. I'm live here in Boston, even though the Celtics lost tonight. Okay, it was still a good game. We was at CF McCarthy's,
Yes.
which was the bar that Karen Reed and John O'Keefe was at the night that he lost his life. So we decided to go out. We also went to the pizza shop that they give such a hard time to and spoke with the people there at the pizza shop. Really nice people. But anyway, so we went there for dinner tonight and watched a little bit of the game. Okay, so it's the Knicks Celtics semifinals for anybody that follows basketball. So I'm all Celtics out tonight, but even though they lost, we got to still support Boston. We're here. We might as well support the people, right? So anyway, today we talked a little bit about the whole Jack, Lily Sullivan, Daniel, and malehya basically have went silent. They went black. Okay, they went off grid. They're not saying anything. There's no real news updates. The police in Canada, Nova Scotia, they're not really saying anything, not really giving any updates. The searching is still taking place, though. Okay, even though the police haven't given any updates, they are still searching and some other searchers that came in to help. Now, when I say they went black or they went cold, it just means they're not talking anymore. They went silent. In the beginning, you know, Malehya, she only gave one interview, right? One interview. And Daniel, he gave a bunch of interviews. So we're going on roughly about 10 days that the children have been missing. And let's be honest, guys, at 6 and 4 years old, 10 days in the woods, they would not be alive unless they had access somehow to some fresh running water. Now, they wouldn't starve to death in 10 days, even if they didn't eat anything. But 3 days, no water, your kidneys will start to shut down and you will die, right? So the police do not believe that the children are alive at this time, but they've been thinking that since day 7. Day 7 is the day that they scaled back the searches, okay? They said, okay, we're going to bring the people back. We're going to go over some of the areas that we've already searched. They started bringing in divers and boats to search the waters and also to go back and search the mobile home even better. My thing with this, with Daniel and Malehya going dark or silent, we still have the brother, okay? Now, too many people haven't talked about the brother, but the brother was there allegedly on the property. So was the mother in this camper we see in the backyard,
I
okay?
think some people are confused when you say mother.
Mother of Daniel, okay?
Yeah.
The mother of Daniel is who I'm talking about, not the mother of Lily and Jack. I'm talking about Daniel's mother is on the property, okay? So these kids go out back. Apparently, according to Daniel, they're making noise, and the night before they went missing, they had came into the room allegedly at least 4 times, okay, coming into the room in and out while the mother was asleep, but Daniel was up with him, okay? He was awake. He seen the children come in multiple times that night while Malehya was asleep.
It's
No.
almost like he was supposed to be watching them and he's now in trouble because he didn't properly watch for them.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of people seem to think that the reason Malehya is mad at Daniel is because he was supposed to be watching the kids, and apparently he did. Now, a lot of people think he done something with these kids. Now, in the very beginning, I told you guys that this dude gave me really bad Chris Watts vibes. But I thought it was funny because somebody posted in one of the Facebook groups today that the mom said similar things as Chris Watts. Now, listen, I got, the vibes from the mother that was very emotionless, right? Like she didn't have very much emotion. She acted like it wasn't a big deal that her kids were missing. She spoke about the kids like they were somebody else's kids. Like I show more emotion about her kids than she did, right? Which is pretty much mind blowing. This says, good morning from Europe. Jump on the Dolly train, says Claudia. Thank you, Claudia, for being here. And thank you for jumping on the Blessed Express tonight. You know you rocking with the best when you on the Express, okay? So I want to play this video real quick of some of the similarities that the mother had with Chris Watts, okay? And this is something somebody posted in one of the Facebook groups. And I thought to myself, I was like, this is kind of crazy because this is what I was saying about Daniel, but they do say some similar things that is kind of eerie, and we're gonna check that out right here. Let me share this with you guys.
Come home.
I just want them back. I just want them to come back.
I'm gonna back it up.
Last night was one of the worst nights because I didn't have them in their beds. Being as hopeful as possible, I want them home. I want to hold them. And I want them home.
I just want them back. I just want them to come back.
Last night was one of the worst nights because I didn't have them in their beds.
It was I that's why last night was just horrible. I couldn't do it.
But there's always in a mother's mind, you're always thinking the worst.
Okay. So you see some similarities between the mother, what she said, and Chris Watts. Now, I kind of thought Daniel gave me completely Chris Watts vibes by, wanting to be in front of the camera, doing all the media he could. Listen, if my kid was missing, I would be so upset. And, I'm on camera every day. Okay, here with you guys on some type of camera. There's always a damn camera in my face. I don't know if going through something so traumatic as my kid going missing or kids going missing that I would want to be on camera so much. Now, I know some people that really like attention, right? That over the years that I've seen jump in front of every news camera they could, born Betty, right? Jump in front of every news camera they can, to where news would come up and be like, hey, you want to do an interview and ask me questions? And I would say, no, I don't want to be on camera, because I always looked at it like, I'm on my own camera. Why do I need to be on the news? Just as, huh? I did take my warnings.
I think when you're again, someone was trying to raise it out.
About warnings?
No.
I said, I said, we talk speculation, but everyone is innocent to proven guilty in a court of law, even the people we're speaking about tonight. Biggest one of them all, don't try to be Dolly at home, okay? It's dangerous. You don't want to do it, all right? So we all know the rules. We all know the warnings. Completely speculation. It's just opinion, all that good stuff. Because to me, somebody on that property knows what happened to this child, right?
Don't vanish.
Kids don't just vanish. They don't vanish without a trace, right? Right now, we don't even have a trace of what happened to these kids. Them kids went out that sliding glass door. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt that they went out and they were outside of that sliding glass door. Well, right behind that sliding glass door is the trailer, the Winnebago that the mother and the brother of Daniel stays in. Okay. God, family, country, thank you so much for jumping on the Blessed Express tonight. Get you a nice window seat. Buckle up. It could get a little bumpy. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. If I missed your super chat, I can go back up and look.
Nina did a $9.99 super sticker.
Okay, woohoo! A year with Dolly good 666. Good vibes, super chatted. Thank you, good vibes. And Nina 999. Thank you guys for all jumping on the Dolly train with me tonight. I'm sorry if I missed anything. I got my glasses on tonight and missed it. Okay, usually.
You were on the other screen.
Oh, I was on the other screen
Yeah.
playing that video of similar things the mother said that kind of was Chris Watts's. It's funny that people are getting the Chris Watts vibe from these people, because that's originally what I got from Daniel, is a little bit of Chris Watts. He kind of came off as a better parent. Like, I've been doing so much. I just don't buy it. And it's a little late. Okay, it's a little late. Why wasn't you being super parent when them kids went missing? Why wasn't you running around checking on the kids when they were there? That's my big problem with this, is nobody ever wake up to check to see if Lily was sick, if she was okay, because allegedly Lily was sick. That's even more reason to check on her, right?
I wonder if they asked that bus driver if that girl had a cough on the day that they saw her.
Now, I don't know if the bus driver ever addressed if Lily had a cough or not. Allegedly, this is coming from the parents that Lily had a cough. Now, was it a cough and a fever? Right? They probably don't know, because they didn't check on her. They didn't cook her breakfast. They didn't go in to see if Jack needed his diaper changed or his pull-up changed or any of these things. And I believe that Daniel wasn't asleep when the kids went missing. I just don't. I mean, or he's given inconsistent statements. And it may be the inconsistent statements, but I believe at some point both of these people know, because I truly don't think that the child went missing on Friday. I believe when them kids didn't show up for school Wednesday, it was Wednesday, right? Or Thursday. They didn't show.
Somebody in chat saying they were caged outside in the cold May. Please stop.
Yeah, there's people posting videos that you know, listen, these channels that are posting stuff like that, guys, don't watch that stupid shit. Okay? Listen, the kids, I don't believe the kids were caged out there. They were zip tied. These people are putting the most crazy titles to get you to
That's
click
people
and
were
watch their
doing
videos.
the same stuff with Kylie Rodney. Like,
Yeah, they did the same thing in Kylie Rodney. They did the same thing. The kids are not caged in a because they found a zip tie in the yard that the kids were caged.
I think it was
Right,
like a compost
Kyle?
with like a surrounding, like a cage around it.
Yeah,
I don't. But
yeah. I mean,
it's a
people
far-fetched theory. to
listen.
say that
People
they
will
were
say
caged with
anything.
kids.
To put something up there without no evidence or any proof to any of that is absolutely insane. Okay, that's when it's taking it a little bit too far, right? I guess there's nothing wrong with having a theory, but I don't believe these kids were zip tied and caged in a cage outside in a dam. But hey, listen, I can't tell other people how to run their YouTube channels, but don't believe everything you see on the internet, people. Okay, that's the same thing that problem I had with old Monkey Boy with the fake pictures of Chris Proudfoot. Right? I was like, you see, they're fake. They took down the Nancy Grace show because of it, and all these people believed it, and they were talking shit to me, and like, you just jealous of this dude, Dolly. But looking at the end, I was right. They took the show down. It was all bullshit. It was all lies. It was all fake. And nobody apologized to me about it, right? So don't believe everything you see because people do these things because they want clicks and views, right? They can't just ask the simple questions. They got to make up shit, right? Like we know that the mom and brother were in that trailer on that property. These kids, if they did, let's give them the benefit of the doubt that the kids did go outside. Just my theory here, okay? That the kids made it outside. We know that the mom and brother had to hear them. Let's just say Daniel and Malehya were up late. So what about the brother? What about the mother? Were they up late too? So is it everybody on the property sleeps in all day? None of them seen the kids outside and go, well, I wonder why the kids are outside by themselves. Maybe I should go get Malehya, and maybe I should go get Daniel because the kids are out here by themselves. I believe the party is linked. Okay. That's still itself just a rumor too.
We can't prove they had that.
Yeah,
party,
we can't prove they had the
especially
party.
by anonymous post on Facebook.
Yeah, and this goes into believing everything we see on the internet or everything we hear. We can only know what we can verify, right? And we really can't verify any of it because most of it's coming from Daniel and the little bit that came from Malehya, and then the rest of it's all these anonymous people posting on the internet. Okay, so can we believe any of that shit? People say the craziest stuff because they want attention. They want you to talk in their thread or they want you to watch the video, and they're willing to say the most craziest, outlandish shit. I seen them selling the baby. They sold it for $19.95, 3 easy payments. Some of the stuff is ridiculous, right?
Said there was a baby's head in a bucket. I mean, it's
A baby's,
ridiculous.
yeah, stuff like that. So some of these channels, they're gonna put the most shocking titles to get you to watch it because you know it's just a way they make their money, or they trying to grow the channel. I understand that everybody's trying to grow their channels. Even I'm trying to grow my channel, but I do that with decent content. I think if you have decent content and you bring people the facts and the truth, you don't have to make up a bunch of crazy shit, right? Like I could easily make up a title that they locked the babies in the basement of the, you know, underneath the trailer. That's why the police were looking under the trailer. I could say things like that, but that's outrageous, right? And then people would believe it, and they would run around the internet and be like, "Did you hear, man? They were locking the babies in a cage underneath the trailer, and they were living in there like dogs." And it would run through the internet like fire. Everybody would believe it. People would start saying it, but I don't put false information out there like that. If I talk news and rumors and gossip, I'll let you guys know this is news, rumors, and gossip. Some of these people present stuff as fact. Dr. Latino, choo choo, I am here to support PJ and you. Thank you, Dr. Latina. We are up in here in Boston tonight. We went by 34 Fairview for you guys that tuned in or subbed up to PJ Vision. We went by there. We went by John O'Keefe's house tonight.
It was so strange that the second that we got around the bend at the end of the street where the house was, everything went fuzzy, and all of a sudden the internet was gone completely.
Yes.
I couldn't even boot it back up.
34 Fairview has some type of internet blocker. It's like the internet kept going out anytime we got near 34 Fairview. It's just terrible internet reception. We went by John O'Keefe's house just to see how far it was from 34 Fairview. They live about 5 minutes away from each other. The house is only about 5 minutes apart. We went to CF McCarthy's tonight. We went to the pizza shop that everybody harassed. You know, the Karen Reed supporters have kind of destroyed some of these people. And
That was sad.
that was sad. Listen, guys, I'm going to say this for you Karen Reed supporters in here. And I know this is a little off topic, but we'll get.
Of course, Karen Reed, but
Yeah.
I promise you, she wouldn't be doing that.
If she would have talked to the people we talked to tonight, you would have a different view on how people are being treated in this case. So we went to the pizza shop, and the young man that works at the pizza shop, he's a heavier set guy. And you could tell what the people were saying about him was hurting his feelings. He said, man, they just keep calling me fat online and posting my pictures, and it's just terrible. He's like, man, I go places and people are saying stuff to me. I felt so bad for this guy. I was like, man, don't worry about none of that stuff. I was like, oh, this will be over soon, and people will move on to the next thing. He's like, man, they're destroying people's lives. And he's like, there's so many people that believe these lies. He said these people that they're doing this to are really good people. And he goes, it just sucks that so many people believe this. And I was like, I understand, right? I completely understand. But we just wanted to go by there and wish these people well, because a lot of people are bashing them and, you know, saying there's blood on their pizza and all kinds of different things.
They lost all their employees.
A lot of their employees quit behind all this stuff. And it's crazy to see that stuff, right? And to see how it affects people in real life. Like, you know, to most of the internet, this is just some internet. You can say what you want to say, but these are real people. And these are real people, but, you know, that's their livelihood. The man makes his living working at a pizza place. He don't own the pizza place. He's just a worker. He wasn't even there. He's like, yo, man, I got just thousands of people bashing me on the internet. He's like, it's horrible. And I could feel his pain, right? I could feel, I was like, that's so bad, man.
He came out to tell me thank you for not being on the wrong side. Like, it was so sad.
Yeah, he was good to see people that wasn't against him, right? Like I told him, I said, everybody don't believe the same thing. There's different people that have different opinions. And listen, I can understand you think Karen Reed's innocent, right? But why try to destroy innocent people, right? They haven't been convicted of no crime. If Karen should be treated fairly, shouldn't these people be treated fairly too? Make good sense, right? And to see these people being harassed and bashed, and you could clearly see the young man was upset.
Yeah.
Dolly, are those genuine Dolly Vision glasses? I need a pair so I can see through the BS on YouTube. I'm out of glasses. I have a pair somewhere of Dolly Vision glasses, but these are my reading glasses, so I can actually see. So here's the thing. No matter what side the fence you're on in the Karen Reed thing, treat people like human beings, okay? Because everybody's a real person. Like, you see somebody on the internet, you think you can say just anything you want, and they don't have feelings and they're not real people. Like, people say terrible things about me a lot, right? I suck it up, take it. It don't bother me too much. But I'm a human being too. Nobody likes to hear people just rag on them or talk shit about their looks. And I know this. there's no perfect people out here. Nobody's perfect, right? So if you're going to sit there and shit talk somebody about being fat and ugly, and what does that have to do with the Karen Reed case? Okay. It has nothing to do with it. And it's just horrible to see people trying to destroy people that haven't been found guilty in a court of law. Amen. We need to destroy, we don't need to, no need to destroy others regardless of difference in opinions. That's how I see it. Like, I'm not mad at people that support Karen Reed, right? I'm definitely not. I'm not mad at people that don't support Karen Reed. I treat everybody as human beings like they should be treated. That that's the big thing. A lot of people, no matter what side of the fence you on, you should support John O'Keefe. He was the victim. He's a fallen police officer at that, right? So we stand with the police, and we ain't defund the police kind of people. You know, we want justice for John O'Keefe, no matter where that justice lies. If Karen Reed didn't do it, the court will find her innocent. Okay, if she did do it, she'll go to prison. But either way, that family needs some closure. All the stuff that's going on the internet kind of needs to stop. Harassing people, trying to destroy people. Don't they get a fair trial? Karen Reed's getting a fair trial. She's getting two of them, right? So if you're going to attack these people, at least have reasons to attack them, some proof or something like that. Because I hated hearing the dude's story tonight.
It was so sad.
It was sad. It was sad. I was like, man, that is horrible. But I said, I just stopped by to wish y'all well because I know so many people have been giving you guys a hard time online.
It's
know?
almost like he had a new hope for humanity when
Yeah.
he seen us. Like, he was so excited to actually have
Yeah.
somebody like on
'Cause-
his side.
Yeah, because a lot of these people here, believe it or not, they believe Karen Reed's innocent, and they have that right. I'm not. I don't hate. I think there's a lot of good people here in Canton, Denham, this area. I haven't met anybody that's really just a straight up asshole. Everybody we've talked to has been nice to us, polite to us. It's a beautiful little area. Like, it's quaint. It's cozy. It's like cool little shops and mom and pop things.
You
So
know?
507. Oh shit. Better watch it. I can see you tonight. When you don't like my video, I see you, right? I got my glasses on. I see who's not liking the video. I got my eyes on you. But we don't want to get too far off topic because I want to have time to touch in on what I want to touch in on this case is that we need answers. And 4-hour interview, that's good. You know, Daniel, they had them down there for 4 hours, but they need to keep these people down there till there's answers. If the police believe that them babies are not in the woods, then they need to interrogate these people for a lot longer. And I hate to say it, they need to put them in jail. If anything, it's criminal child neglect. That's enough to hold them right there on felony charges. Now, I don't know if it's a felony charge in Canada. I'm assuming it is because Canada ain't that much different than America. I'm sure there's a little bit, but law is the law across the land. You can't be killing people. And I've heard people in Canada say, yeah, they're real strict on the child safety and the welfare of children there. Well, put them in jail, hold them until one of them talks. You know, we need to go back to the old days of good interrogations where we can hit your ass with the phone book, okay? Because that's what it's going to take, like, to get answers. And if they charge these people and start locking them up and pointing the fingers at them and saying, hey, this person said this, right now they still have ways of communicating. Their families are communicating, they're posting things like that. All that needs to be taken away, right? They shouldn't have any way of communicating or sticking to their story because we know in the beginning that first story that Malehya and Daniel put out was scripted. If it wasn't, it sounded scripted. You can take two different people, put them in two different rooms, and they got the exact same story. I mean, almost identical. Oh, the kids will talk to anybody. They'll run off with anybody. I say BS on that. Okay. I call BS that story was scripted. The only thing that I don't understand is the fighting, because you would think if they knew dirt on each other, they would be standing strong together, but they're not. So that's a little weird, right? The family fighting ain't weird, but them fighting right now is weird. It's either they know something they're not telling and they're fighting over it, or one of them don't know the other one did it and they suspect each other, or one of them suspects the other and one of them did it. Okay. Now, my thing is, I think both of them are responsible because I don't believe the kids went missing Friday. If they went missing Friday, the police would have tracked them down in a matter of an hour, 2 hours. Them kids, whatever happened, they had a head start. And I'm talking about a big head start. And that's just my opinion. I have no proof to that. Back scratcher. Right? But I truly do believe them kids went missing days before they were reported missing. And if that's the case, then that means Daniel knew. That means the mother knew, right? Malehya. Not so much in the native communities here in Canada, Dolly. Here in Alberta, wait, what did that say? CPS is more, okay, only on the reservations usually. Well, if these kids went missing days before they've been reported, then everybody knew. The brother knew, Daniel's mom knew. Where kids don't vanish, right? I mean, they could possibly say, well, the kids with their dad or with their aunt or somebody else, right? And maybe able to lie to the mother and to the brother. But the way they acted like they didn't care, especially the brother, to me, that was a big, huge red flag. He's giving an interview, and the brother's just laid back, kicking back like not a care in the world. I don't trust the brother. I think I don't trust Daniel's side of the family. Okay. And maybe that's why I don't think Malehya's side of the family trusts them either. That was the domestic situation we had that Saturday, the night after the kids went missing. The families got out there fighting and arguing and screaming. Some people believe that Daniel got that scratch on his face that Saturday night. Okay. But no matter how you shake it, I don't believe those kids ran off. Helena, thank you for gifting that $5 memberships. They know, and I believe this is more of a cover up. Okay. And I think them kids being young parents, 3 kids with special needs, was just a little bit too much for these parents to be able to handle it. And they done something horrible to these kids. Now, a lot of times, people think, well, they hid the kids. Well, there's no reason for these people to hide kids. Okay. There's rumors of CPS being involved at their house, and we've seen the house. Oh my God. Right. Oh my God. But I don't believe the kids were caged. The kids had a play park in the yard. They had toys. They had a little picnic bench. They had shovels. To think they had the kids in a cage, that's a little extreme, okay, for these channels that are out here pushing that narrative that they were zip tied and put in a cage. I don't think that's the case, not at all. But whatever happened ain't good either way. I mean, that's pretty bad, but I think something happened with maybe these kids not listening, not going to bed, or disturbing these people, or some of the internet may be right. There could possibly be drug abuse in this house, and that would explain possibly the sleeping in and not getting up and checking on your kids because you were up partying late at night. But that don't necessarily have to be drugs. You could be drinking and do the same thing. Okay. Now, I don't know if these people were drinkers, if they're partiers, smokers, jokers, midnight tokers. I don't know. Okay. Far as the yard, I have seen worse properties. Okay. I've seen people with way worse than that have children. Um, it's an unsafe. I said unsafe environment for these kids, right? Definitely. Can't verify BioDead's information yet. This place looks like a meth house, in my opinion, says the chatter. So the kids are gone. Now who is going to care for these two immature parents? Well, the girl, Malehya, has went with her mom, so she has her mom looking after her. Daniel has his mom right there at the house looking after him. So, and my thing is, none of these people work, right? I guess Canada, from what people are saying, is if you're a stay-at-home parent, that you get a check in Canada, right? Like, you don't get that here in America. Like, you may get some assistance, like food stamps or something like that, but they don't pay you. Like, they don't give you money to sit at home with your kids here in the United States. Some people are saying it's like $600 a kid or something like that. I mean, if that's the case, people would be just having babies and never work. Okay. So I do believe people need assistance when they need it. Yes, tax child credit, Dolly. I mean, if you're poor and you're struggling, I do believe in assistance. That no kid should go to bed hungry. Not in the world we live in. Okay, it just shouldn't. There's plenty of food that nobody should ever go to bed hungry. Um, so helping people, I don't see nothing wrong with it. But there's people that do take advantage. Are you in Lizzie's room yet? No, that is tomorrow night, right? What's tomorrow? No, what's the day? Monday? That's Wednesday night. We will be at the Lizzie Borden house, the axe murder that killed her parents. Well, her dad, her stepmom, and we're sleeping in her bedroom. That will be Wednesday night. So yeah, that's going to be scary. That's going to be a little creepy. During the light, look, there's no TVs. The house is from the 1900s, and her picture's on the wall, staring at the bed. It's going to be freaky. It's going to be scary. Like, I was telling PJ, I was like, PJ, how are we going to sleep in this house, right? I know I can't sleep. And she was like, well, I don't know if I can sleep. And I was like, well, what are we going to do? We're going to be tired as shit when we leave this house. Like, we're going to have to stay there that night, go get a hotel room, and go to sleep somewhere else the next day. Because no, I got a hotspot box. There's no internet. There's no TVs, no phones, no nothing in there. Okay. Just you and the ghost, you and the demons, right? I don't know. I don't know. That's gonna be bad. That's gonna be scary. Like, PJ's big on the ghost stuff. Me, not so much. Right. And I probably wouldn't have been as much into the Karen Reed stuff, but PJ's so much into the Karen Reed that she's into this. So it ain't all about me. I'm more of a missing person, mystery Scooby Doo kind of person. Where PJ's more of the ghost she likes all kinds of different things. We're two different people. So you hate paper straws. Sounds like fun. Yeah, I'm down. A little adventure, a little bit of scariness. Hopefully, if I see anything, I'm gonna freak out. But don't let me get too far off track, because squirrels will get me. Um, we need to get some justice for these kids, and I'm usually right about my predictions, and I'm giving it to Friday for there to be an arrest. So I only got 4 days left to be right. Okay, now I think I'm right. I still, to this day, think the arrest is coming this week, but I might be wrong. I don't know. I'm starting to have a little doubts, right? A little doubts, but I know that when the arrest comes, it's going to be one of these. It's going to be either the family or a friend of the family that is arrested, and I'm thinking it's going to be multiple people arrested. I don't think one person did this by themselves. If it is the case, let's just say Daniel did it. his family's in on it. Okay. If Malehya did it, she possibly could have done it by herself. And of course, you know, her mama's going to believe her, take up for her, right? But it sounds like Daniel was the one awake and she was in bed. Daniel had that scar on his face in a photo from 2021. Yes, I understand that. We know he had a scar on his face prior to this, but he also had a scratch on his face, a fresh scratch. A scar is not that red from 2021. Okay, a scar is going to be a scar. Do I got any scars? I'm not really scarred up too bad, so I can't think of no scars I got to show you. But
Yeah, Clue said that's what I said. Was there actually a party, or did anyone see the kids at the party? Nobody can confirm the party.
yes, now you would think if there was a party, people would be up here online saying I was at the party. I haven't seen one person, not one yet, say they were at the party. Not yet. Not on any group, not anywhere. Have you, PJ?
No.
Yeah.
No. And there's not been anybody that's even been willing to be not anonymous that says, hey, I know these people. So
Yeah.
we can't really confirm neither here nor there on any of it.
Yeah, we haven't seen one person yet say they were at this party. Penny's been a member for 28 months. Thank you, Penny. That is super awesome of you. Thank you for being here with us tonight. So yeah, we can't confirm the party. It is rumored though, a lot of rumors, but listen, I could say something tonight, and I don't lie to you guys, right? But just to say I wanted to lie, I could come up here tonight and make something up, right? Tell Lizzie hello. You ain't funny. I don't know if Lizzie's ghost is in the house. Lizzie didn't die in the house. Lizzie lived up the street when she died. Her dad died in the house, and her stepmom died in the house, and 3 kids next door were drowned. Right? They were family members, were drowned, and then the mama cut her own throat. Okay, tell me that ain't crazy. And this house was on the property. So they have a room in Lizzie's house, they call it a children's room, where they leave toys. People, speaking of which, we gotta get a toy to leave the kids. So, but the house where the kids died was technically next door. The mother murdered all 3 of her kids and then cut her throat.
Apparently somebody, and I saw it on PG's channel, but they're saying that they are tearing down the trailer. I don't think that I saw anything like that. I saw where they were talking about searching under it and putting that curtain or whatever.
Thank you, SunCloud.
But I don't see anything. If anyone in chat has an article or some proof.
Yeah, I don't see why they would tear down the trailer. That don't even make good sense. Okay. I'm sure they might tear apart the trailer looking, you know, around it, digging up under it and things like that. But far as tearing the trailer down, I don't believe that to be the case. It's all rumors. I agree, PJ.
Welcome, Trinity Red Blue Hill Hi Ho Kermit the Frog. Oh, here.
So a lot of things, guys, like it would be good if the police would come out and clear up some of the rumors. You know, do social media
I think we as the public
debunking.
need to recognize that we're not entitled to information either, though.
Yeah, I mean,
There's a certain like fine line of where they don't have to give us anything.
I know, but I don't so much believe that. I believe that they should give us information because, you know, they say it takes a village to raise a child. If that's the case, then we deserve the information.
If giving us the information will jeopardize their case.
I don't think they should give us anything to jeopardize the case or maybe make somebody flee. And I think they've given us a lot. Thank you so much. For your super sticker. That is super nice of you. Go ahead, jump on the train with us. I meant to click on it. There we go. How do you say that? Zima? Azima? Azima?
Azima, I guess.
Azima? Okay, Azima. Is that how you say it? I hope I ain't murdering your name. But if it don't jeopardize the case and you know, they basically saying that
Yes.
they're basically saying that it's foul play, right? They're saying the kids ain't in the woods. There's no abduction, right? Or if the kids ain't in the woods and there ain't no abduction, there can only be one other thing, and that's the parents. Yeah, so that's basically, I knew that when they scaled back the search, because you wouldn't scale back a search unless you thought something was going on. You would be asking for more searchers, and they turned away searchers that were coming there to search that were on their way.
See, someone said that another YouTuber was saying they tore apart the trailer, but what it is
Because they didn't
is
tear it down. I'm
they
sure
tore the front step apart and dug underneath it. There are pictures in one of the Facebook groups. That's what they did, like, what, 2 days ago?
yeah,
when
they were doing that
searching?
days ago, digging underneath the trailer. We knew that. Yeah, so they were searching under the trailer, and the day before that, they had went into the lakes with boats and divers and was clearing the lakes and the ponds right there. So they're pretty sure that the kids are not in the lakes. They're not in the lake, not in the like the ponds that are near there. I was about to say retention ponds, but they're not retention ponds. They're actual ponds. And they're not there. Okay. And I'm sure they're keeping an eye on this because we've learned a lot about bodies that go into the water. You know, for the first few days, you'll sink. Illuminati, $5 so you will stand at the mirror and say Lizzie 3 times in the house. Oh, you done lost your damn mind, Illuminati. You better have more money than that. Well, you know how the Ghostbusters, I ain't scared of no ghosts. Well, I ain't no Ghostbuster. I'm scared of all that shit. I told PJ tonight, I said, I might sleep in the car. I was like, I'm not going to stay up all night. And how am I going to sleep in there? Right? And the walls look paper thin because it's an old house. And the other people sleeping in the other rooms are sleeping like the headboards are up against each other. Did you notice that from the video?
Yeah, I know. I ain't scared of the house. I'm not scared of ghosts.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
that's like
scared of
sleeping
any of
up
that.
against a wall and somebody sleeping on the other side of the wall. That is weird.
You're being dramatic.
I'm not being dramatic. That is basically what it is. That house looks small, and there's people in every room of the house sleeping. And you share a bathroom with the other room.
The room that we have is listed as Lizzie and
Yeah, but the bathroom
Emma or Emmy.
was her closet, and because they didn't have bathrooms. Their bathroom was in the basement.
Right.
So they didn't have bathrooms in the 1900s. They were shitting in buckets. So they turned the closet into a bathroom, and that closet is shared with the other room.
Oh,
So you have to, you share a
so that's
bathroom.
gross.
You share a bathroom with the next room over.
Hopefully you don't have to shit at the same time. It'll be okay.
Yeah, right. There we go. I just love your show, Herbert Family. Thank you. I'm glad you guys could be here. We keep getting off topic a lot, right? PJ likes to hit me with squirrels, and sometimes my brain just wanders off to
Hopefully
something else.
the door locks on their side, so they'll at least
Yeah,
know.
I'm sure they have some type of where you can lock it and things like that. And I think most of the people are going to be awake because that ghost hunt runs all night. So I don't think there's going to be a lot of people sleeping technically
No.
in that house.
No.
Okay, so
And plus it's a Wednesday night. It's not even guaranteed that it's going to be like a fully booked night. I mean,
oh, that's just going to be fully booked. There was people that said they've been trying to get Lizzie's room for years.
wow.
Yeah, that they book it years in advance. Years. Like you could never get that room on Halloween or close to Halloween.
Right,
Any
of
of it.
course not.
It's all booked up for years.
Well, it'll be partially freaking a full moon. We got that.
Yeah. So, now you might be able to get the rooms upstairs, right? Like
The slave room.
no, what do they call it? It's Lizzie's lawyer's room
Oh,
and
that.
the prosecutor's room. Nothing happened in them. They just named them after.
Quarters is up there too.
The servants' quarter. Yeah, the maid was there. She's the one that found the bodies, right? And they think some people believe she was in.
Yes, we're actually in her room.
We're actually in Lizzie's room. Okay, we in the killer's room. But the thing about that is nobody died in Lizzie's room. They died in the next room over. Check out the creepy Lizzie Borden song or rhyme here on YouTube. My sisters tortured me singing that when I was little. Oh, about the 40 whacks with the axe. Yeah, I know about it. I know about it. That creepy, scary shit. And they got pictures of the bodies in the house, like on the counters, like on the dresser. There's a picture of the lady hacked up. Like,
It was the crime scene photo.
still, do you gotta lay in bed look at a dead body? Right? Like that shit is insane. Like,
She's not gonna come to life and come through the photo.
I don't know. And they said that people go there and stay there and they'll sleep where the bodies were.
Ew!
That people sleep on the floor where the body was laying.
What?
Yes. And people go get in the parlor where the dad was hacked up and they'll chill there for the night. Downstairs on the couch. And the blood, you can still see where it dripped through the floor into the basement. And
That's where the overnight is.
yeah, in the
basement.
basement, there's a face in the wall. Like they said they've tried to wash it off, they tried to paint it, but the face just keeps coming back. Right? So I thought I'd throw that out there to y'all. And of course I'll show y'all the face when we get there Wednesday night. But yeah, definitely scary. Definitely scary. So hold on, let me read this. Dolly, don't need a bathroom. He will shit his pants. I don't, if something jumps out at, and that's it. That's when we pack up. If I see something like, I am a ghost magnet too. Stuff be materializing, full apparitions be popping up near me. Oh, hell no. Right. So y'all get me sidetracked again on this whole ghost thing. I was thinking about it today. I'm already getting nervous. I'm like, oh Lord, this is coming up quick. We're gonna be up in the house full
You
of
really are nervous because this morning when you started talking about it, I thought you were playing. You're nervous for real.
I know. I
Oh
wasn't kidding.
Lord.
I watched a video on it and I was like, oh hell no, what the hell did I agree to? Kind of stuff. I was like, I need TV and internet. You know what I'm saying? I was like, hold up. At least this hotel got a big screen TV and Wi-Fi, right? There's probably been a few people die here too, because we're in the city. I wouldn't doubt it. Probably a dead prostitute under the bed now. Flip the mattress up. Wouldn't that be something? I'm just kidding. A freaking cage. Like, come on. Yeah, listen. The people
I'd
that
like you try to live stream that and it's gonna be like buffer.
no, because we got
Fuzzy screen.
hotspot box.
So what the heck happened at Fairview? I'm still like, that was
We
weird.
could have used a hotspot box. Is probably what we should have done.
For some reason, I feel like that shit was
The
completely
drone
blocked
look
off.
okay. So we went by Fairview, right, where John O'Keefe died today. Speaking of places where there's dead people, Dolly, don't do it. Hell to the 999, says Jamie. Look, we go by the Fairview right there where John O'Keefe died. So we pull over where John O'Keefe's body was at, and I get out, hook up the drone, and the drone has all kinds of no-fly warnings. Like it's not near an airport, it's not near nothing, but it's saying you agree to. I didn't read it all because I didn't have my glasses on, right? So it was just like you agree to take any risk flying here. Like I don't know if something flies around, but you're responsible for anything that happens. And I agreed to it. And then I launched a drone and flew over the house on Fairview, okay, 34 Fairview. So I got y'all guys some good drone footage of the house today. I never knew they had a big ass pool in the backyard to today because I flew over the house and could see the backyard in the side of the house where the cellar was and things like that. But internet reception is super bad right
Just
now.
at the house.
Yeah, just at the house.
We went back around the corner and it was back to being fine.
Yeah, you get away from the house, it's going to be good. Now, here's my thing about the ghost house, and not before we get back on topic, is I was telling PJ, I was like, listen, if I had a house that everybody thought was haunted, I'm going to put stuff in it to scare you. You know what I'm saying? Like something's going to make noise, something's going to creak. I'll have something playing. It's like a voice. So if we hear something or see something, can we believe it? Right? Because if you owned a house that everybody thought was haunted, wouldn't you want to scare people? Right? Wouldn't you be like, something that knocks or something that makes a noise?
Well, they say Zach Bagans turns up the electromagnetic frequency in his museum. And so some people actually are affected really badly because electromagnetic frequency messes with your aura. And so I'm already expecting that. But that's just something like you have to like woosah, and it's not really
I mean,
harmful.
if I was running a haunted house, I'd have shit floating by. You know what I'm saying? I would have shit knocking on the walls. I would want to scare people so when they left, they would tell people, and more people would come, because the more people that come, the more money you make, right?
I wanted to go over some of the stuff on Lizzie Board, and when you go to the website, there actually is people that left.
Does anyone live in that house?
I don't know. But there's actually people that they
I think it's a caretaker. Speakers hidden somewhere, JoJo. See, that's what I would be thinking. I mean, I would want you to, be scared while you were there. Like, if you coming in scared anyway, I would have shit knocking on the floorboards, just different things. New underwear fun for Dolly. Says Kate Bush, right? Y'all gonna get to see it. Y'all gonna be there with me, right? Don't be talking shit about me either when I'm all scared. I don't want to hear it. Okay. I'm just letting y'all know y'all are there for backup, not to joke me. Okay. You're supposed to laugh with me, not at me. Okay. Just remember that. So hopefully we will get some updates on these children missing. Okay. It's everybody went quiet. Daniel went quiet. Malehya went quiet. The police have went quiet. And they always say there's a calm before the storm. Okay. Or no, we at the calm before the storm. Love you, Dolly and PJ. Thank you, Keisha.
I'm mad you got a new underwear fund.
Right. Might need them. Might need them. Especially sharing a bathroom with somebody that we don't know. Hopefully we're in the house with cool people. Right? Because I think everybody's there for the same reason, because it's a haunted house. So everybody's probably like PJ. They're into fucking ghost and the Blair Witch and weirdo shit, right? Think they're witches and warlocks and shit. That ain't me. Okay. I'm a city dude. I don't mess with a whole bunch of ghosts or the spirit world. I think of it like, but then again, I do live on a graveyard. There's a graveyard right behind my house. So that's a little weird. People are like, does it scare you? And I'm like, no, not really, because I've been there a long time and I don't mess with them, so they don't mess with me. But I have seen things move on their own. I seen a light bulb turn on one day that wasn't plugged in. How the hell does that happen? Right? And I ain't talking about in no house. I'm talking about in my house, in a lamp sitting on the kitchen counter. I walked in and the lamp was flickering. I was like, what? I thought the bulb was blowing, right? I looked over and the lamp ain't plugged in. I was thinking, how the hell could that thing be? And look, I said, is there a ghost in the room? And the light blinked. Swear to you, can't even make it up, right? The light was blinking, and I was like, so, I'm one of those people that think there has to be a scientific reason why things happen. Because that night there was a storm. Okay. It was like raining and lightning in the sky. And I was thinking, can a light bulb light up through, like Nikola Tesla said, there's all this energy in the atmosphere anyway, and you can tap into it and use it. Can a light bulb light up on its own, not plugged in, because of electrical storm?
There's a storm right now.
Is there?
That's
I'm
what I just
asking a
said.
question. I'm asking the chat. Can a light bulb, have you ever seen a light bulb light up that was not plugged into the wall?
Everything is energy.
Everything is energy. But have you ever seen it? Has any Poltergeist movie was top notch? And this was in my house. Yes, you have seen it? Never. Okay. Wow. I'm telling you, as I sit here, I watched a light flicker that was not plugged in. Okay. I was like, this shit is crazy. But no, that's crazy. See, and I ain't tripping, right? I mean, back then I did smoke. You know, I've never done hard drugs, but I smoked. But I ain't never really smoked and seen shit that wasn't real, you know? And yeah, I was standing in the kitchen like looking at it, and I at first I thought it was plugged in, right? I was like, the lamp's plugged in. I thought the light bulb was about to blow. You know how sometimes you got a light and it'll flicker and then it'll blow? I thought it was going to be something like that, right? So I went over to unplug it and realized, yeah, dude, that's a faulty bulb. But the lamp wasn't plugged in. Okay. I can understand if the bulb was going out and the lamp's plugged in, but the lamp ain't plugged into the wall unless for some reason the lamp held some power. I don't know how that's possible, you know. And I've worked in electrical for a good amount of years, but the only thing I could think of was like the storm, and there must have been static electricity in the air or something, you know. Or
Riddle said any other strange things happen in her. Lord, have they ever?
what, in my house?
Yeah.
Yes, yes. I've watched stuff fly off the counter, right, multiple times. Nothing. I've never seen nothing, right? I've never seen a ghost in my house or nothing like that. I did come in one day and sat down, and the ashtray flew right off the table, and I was like, and I ain't talking about just fell off the table. I'm talking about this bitch flew off the table.
We've been live before together and something's like
My phone
fallen.
shot off the table and hit me in the foot. Remember, it left a bruise.
You had a bruise, yes.
Yeah, it left a damn bruise on me. My phone was sitting on the table, and it flew off the table and hit me in the foot. It didn't fly far though. It flew just down and landed on my foot. But there was no fan on. There was no window open. There was never. And that was live. That was live on the thing. And the way the phone hit me, it hit me in the corner, like with the corner of the phone, right in the top of my foot bone. Right, so it hurt. It had no shoes on, and it left a bruise. And yeah, so there's been some strange occurrences, but like I said, I've never seen. Well, I seen something outside my house one night. Okay, I seen something outside my house. It looked like I don't know what it was, but I seen something. Right, I seen something, and you know, I'm a big sissy, and it was walking down. I live off this dirt road, and it was walking down the dirt road, and I was like, well, it ain't a dirt road, it's gravel, right? It's a gravel road, but I'm sure back in the day it was a dirt road, you know what I'm saying? Before it got graveled, but it's a gravel road. And I was at the mailbox. I walked out down the gravel road, went to the mailbox, and I was standing at the mailbox. And I'm getting the mail out the mail. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. Okay. I was just bored and was like, let me go check the mail. Right. So I'm standing at the mailbox and I look over and I see what
I
appears.
just sent you a small clip. You should play it.
Okay, I will. I see what appears to be a silhouette of a man walking down the driveway. But here's the crazy thing. And you know how you see in horror movies and shit, they like a ghost looks smoky? This didn't look smoky. Not at all. It looked, anybody ever seen the movie Predator? Where the alien goes invisible and he kind of looks like water? It looked just like that. Almost like that. You could make it out, but you could see through it. It almost looked liquid, right? And I'm looking and I see it, right? And in my mind, I go, I'm fucking tripping, right? I literally, this is no lie, I wipe my eyes like this and look back and it is still there, right? And I'm like, and then I lose sight of it because I have this orchard, this fruit trees that are beside my house. So I lose sight of it. And I'm thinking to myself, I gotta walk back down that road. You know what I'm saying? And I'm scared. I'm genuinely like scared to walk down the road. I'm like, oh hell no. So I cut between the fruit orchard, which is basically walk through a little set of woods to get to the house, so I don't have to walk down the road to get to the house, which is scary in itself, right? Because now you're cutting through the trees. But I didn't see no ghost in the fucking trees. I didn't, I don't even know if it was a ghost. It could have been the predator from the movie. I don't know. But the weird thing about it is you could make out that it was wearing a hat. Okay. And it was wearing, you know how, what is it? The sheriff's, not a sheriff hat, but a round hat, it was like a round hat at the top. And then it had a round brim, like a complete round brim, flat round brim. I don't know what kind of hat that is, right? Not a cowboy hat, but like I don't know, like a mounted police hat. Maybe it was a Canadian police ghost. I don't know, but it was a round hat. You could make out the whole silhouette of the body and the hat. And I was like, oh hell nah, right? So yeah, I've always had some weird things go on. And I'm not crazy, right? I mean, I'm the good kind of crazy, but I'm not like I don't see shit and I don't hear voices or nothing like that. But I did that night see something that I to this day I can't explain quite what that was, right? Like, but it wasn't in my house. I've never seen nothing in the house. I've seen things move in the house, but that could be, I always chalked it up to like the wind or I bumped something and something fell. But I try to tell myself that anyway because I got to sleep there. And there's a grave in my yard, and there's a graveyard directly behind my house, a slave graveyard, right? So, like a state trooper's hat. Yes, yes. Like the round hat with the, you know what I'm saying? It was like that. It wasn't like a hat like I'm wearing or a cowboy hat. It was like maybe like a state police hat, like the round one that you see the police wear with the round top, So I don't know. Okay, PJ sent me a video she wants me to play for you guys real fast. And then we'll get back on topic. I know I'm way off topic, so all right, hold on. Is this the house?
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me stop the screen share so I can share this one. Haunting captured inside of Lizzie's house. Oh shit! You trying to scare me before I even get there? All right, that ain't cool. All right, let me share this with the people. All right, I'll blow it up too. This is the house we're staying in. Audio. Look at the door.
I know. Mom, you saw that door move.
Okay. That ain't. I mean, a door moving. I would chalk that up to the wind.
Is it windy in the room though?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they oiled the hinges and it's loose. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Is there anything better than that?
There's more. It was just a preview.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's definitely the house that we're staying at. Pull up Lizzie's room with the pictures and send that to me. That's scary enough to look at this room. Oh my God. Oh my God. So anyway, when you leave there, this is what they tell you. You're supposed to leave some change on the dresser. from Mr. Borden, the one that was killed in the house that was axe murdered, because apparently he was frugal with his money. He didn't like to spend money. He was rich. He was worth $15 million in the 1900s, early 1900s. He was worth $15 million. So they say he was a penny pincher. He only spent money on things he thought he needed to spend money on. And he lived like everybody else had bathrooms and things. He didn't. He didn't. He didn't have anything really fancy. He lived very modest for being a millionaire. He built a big ass building that he spent a lot of money on and put his name on it in the middle of the city. But he wouldn't spend money on just anything, right? He looked at that building, they said, like a status symbol, like I made it. But he wouldn't spend money. I guess, sometimes people get this money that didn't come from money and they don't want to lose it. So they're real funny about how they spend their money, because you know what they say about a fool and his money are soon parted. So he didn't want to spend money, and Lizzie had got a taste of that nice life, so she axe murdered her parents. Now, it's crazy that people could hurt their parents, but right here we're discussing something tonight about parents hurting their kids. Okay, it's just the opposite. And you would think no parent in the world would want to hurt their kid, right? But if you look, there's 1,700 people in the room tonight, and I guarantee you most of you think that these parents in Canada hurt their child. Because statistically, to be honest with you, you got better chance of somebody you know or a loved one killing you or hurting you than you do a stranger. And even if it was an abduction, there's better odds that somebody knew these kids that kidnapped these kids. So, like, if they were in the backyard, you couldn't see them from the street, okay? Everybody that's seen the aerials of the house there in Nova Scotia know that if they were in the yard, people driving down the street couldn't even see them. So they wouldn't even know kids were out there. If somebody abducted these kids, this had to be, you send me something?
Yeah.
This had to be somebody they were familiar with, okay? Let me see what PJ sent me real fast. Cut it down.
It's like a short. It just kind of shows you the view of the.
Okay. Hold on, let me find the volume and I'll turn it down. Is this Lizzie's room?
Yes. It starts out in Lizzie's room and then it kind of.
Okay. Okay, let me.
It's a small short, just kind of so you get an idea.
And it's titled Lizzie Borden House, a bed and breakfast and museum. Can you stay tonight at the Lizzie Borden house? Okay. There's a Ouija board in there?
Uh-huh. Don't touch that.
There's the kids' play box. It's hard to see this because it's a little short.
Oh, okay.
You need something that's square that fits the screen so I can blow it up.
Okay. I keep looking.
Okay. And my whole thing about this is, let's just say something did happen to them kids at that trailer there in Nova Scotia. I don't think when you, like, something bad happens to you, I think you're kind of trapped there. I think that's why we see these haunted houses and spirits, and they're usually houses where people are murdered. It's like, I don't know, it seems like the spirit gets trapped in these houses. Like, you can believe, like, if something happened to those kids at that trailer, that their spirits are still there. Now, some people, like, when the other night when I showed, I hate to get into the ghost stuff but this is another case of a missing kid, Quentin Simon. and his ghost ran out, full apparition. You could see it, right? If like, I used to always think these people that see dead people or ghosts were crazy. Like, oh, I see dead people or ghosts. I don't think that so much anymore. I do believe there's something else out here in the realm we live in that's beyond what we can usually see. And every now and then, on the right given time, these spirits or entities or demons or whatever it is, they let you see them, right? I know that sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy. Um, but I believe it happens. And I truly believe that. Like, I would say, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, I would have said, nah, you're nuts, right? You're crazy. Now I'm like, there's something more to, there's different realms. And sometimes these realms merge. But like I was telling you, you got to leave change for Mr. Borden so the spirits don't follow you home. Okay. And they say when you leave, when you come in there, you tell the spirits that you're there to hang out with them, but they can't leave with you. Right. You got to let them know that they're not allowed to leave and go with you. And when you leave, they want you to say a little prayer and tell the spirits to stay. Right? That's fucking scary. Okay. So people leave the change for Mr. Boredom so he don't attach to you. That's a little creepy. Okay. A little creepy. Crack trailer, LOL. Ruby, yes. Yes. Now, if you stay in that trailer, which is probably worse than the Lizzie Borden, you may leave with crack dust on you. Okay. meth juice, allegedly. Okay, you got to tell the meth heads not to follow you. You're like, listen, meth heads, I'm leaving this trailer. You can't come with me. Okay, I'm leaving y'all 37 cents on the dresser. Y'all buy y'all a pack of oodles and noodles and call it a day. Okay, so yeah, it's like that when you leave the meth houses. They be trying to follow you and shit, right? You'd be like, well, listen, you're worse than the spirits and the demons. Satan, I rebuke you, right? Like you got to go back to your crack house and your meth lab, because I got to go. But so many people have said that just by the look of the trailer, because I guess it's like stereotyping people. Oh, you live in a trailer, it must be a meth lab, and there's a lot of poor people, and there's nothing wrong with living in a trailer. There's lots of people that live in trailers. But not every trailer looks like a meth lab either. That one, a little meth labish, okay? A little bit, especially the one in the back that the mom and the brother are in. And I got so off topic because really what I wanted to talk about tonight was the mom and the brother. Jennifer B., buy some sage before. Where the hell did you buy sage at? We got sage? With us. You got sage with you. What, in a bag? Are they gonna let you burn something like that in that house? In a night?
Burn it unless you have to get something off of you.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that if I had a house from the 1900s and you want to light something up in it, I'd be like, hey, you can't light that up in my house.
It's not just. It's not how you do it.
I thought you lit it and put it and smoked it in the air.
But if you get out of the house because you're freaked out or something's on you, you would do it to get it away from you to be out. Like, I don't know. You wouldn't light it in the house.
Oh.
You don't want to cleanse their house. That's what they make their living on.
On spirits and ghosts. Okay.
They're going to cleanse you when you get out.
It's afterwards. Okay. I don't know about this stuff. That's PJ's world. She got sage with her. Like, look, you were just going to let me get possessed.
No, I was not.
You see that? Next thing you know, I'm going to be asking her and people. She has protection. She probably got crystals with her and all kinds of shit. You got any crystals with you? You do got crystals with you?
I always have crystals with me.
See that? I get no crystals, no sage, no nothing. Just I gotta battle the demons on my own, right? Bad enough I fight my own demons every night. Now I gotta fight random demons. Don't use ahead of time if you want to experience anything. She's saging you, Dolly. Do you got salt, PJ? I don't think you got no salt, do you? I ain't supposed to
No.
have salt. I gotta cut back on salt since I had that heart attack. Okay. Cause he's a penny pinching better. He what?
I'm looking at videos still.
Better leave him something change in a prayer, in my opinion. Yeah, they will go home with you.
No, the fuck they won't.
Lizzie Borden, the hatchet woman. Yes. Please sage Dolly before he enters the house. PJ is prepared. PJ, make sure you hold the car keys. She ain't. That ain't happening. She can have She can have the sage and the crystals, but she ain't getting the fucking car keys. I'm keeping the keys. Dolly, the demon fighter. Make the circle with the salt. Eat garlic. That's for vampires, ain't it? What? We ain't saying at Count Dracula's house.
You put the people in real life away from each other. Go ahead.
Yeah, that'll keep the guests away. The other people in the other room like, will garlic sticks work? I like crazy bread from Little Caesars, maybe. I, I'll take the Kool-Aid too. Dolly, remember the night of baby Quentin? They had sage. Did they? I don't remember them having sage.
They have sage.
Were they out there burning it?
Yep,
I thought that's supposed to keep the ghost away.
it is.
Then why did the ghost run after me?
I don't know. And I don't believe the same thing you do about that, so I don't know.
PJ thinks it was a demon.
Babies don't get trapped in the realm.
She
Babies
thinks
do not get trapped in
she
those
thinks
bodies.
Quentin
Period.
Simon's ghost was a demon.
Whatever that was made to look
There's
like
no
it.
baby ghost. Okay, what about these people that think there's kids in the Lizzie Borden house?
They're demons.
They're demons? We're going to take a ball and set it there and see if it moves. Because they said you bring change for Lizzie's daddy because he's greedy and needs some money, right? And he get rich not getting money. And toys for the kids. Even though no kids died in the house, the kids died next door, but they believe the kids' spirits haunt the house. And they were family of Lizzie. It was his uncle. It was her daddy's brother's wife murdered all three kids. She took them down to the basement, drowned them, and then she sliced her own throat and killed herself. So you got them three dead, four dead, and then Lizzie lost her shit, chopped up her stepmom, and then chopped up her dad, and then her stepmom, or her stepmom and then her dad. I don't know. One way or another, both of them got chopped up. And the maid was in the house. Okay, so
Big Clue said yes, they're absolutely demons. I told you.
I don't know. It looked like a cute little ghost. I mean, if you
They're
want,
made that way so that you think they're cute little ghosts so they can attach themselves to you.
well, I don't know. I'd rather a little baby ghost run after me than a big gigantic ass ghost. Okay, if I'd have looked back and it'd been a big gigantic ghost behind me, that wouldn't have been good. That wouldn't have been good at all. There was a kid at the Civil War cemetery where I got married. I have a clear photo of the child sitting next to my mother. That child messed with my mom the entire day, like playing. Well, that's what they're saying, that there's some kids that play in the house, and sometimes they'll put the toys in the toy box, and then they'll go back, and the toy will be somewhere else. So before we go, I am going to take a toy, just to be friendly, right? Leave a toy for them. Leave some money on all the dressers so they definitely don't mess with me and get PJ. I don't know. But that's Wednesday night. We got a day. Beware of demons. They will trick you into believing they are passed on loved ones. That would be scarier than anything to me. It's like somebody I knew. right, came back, right, and was there, I would flip out. I'd rather see a stranger ghost than a ghost that I know. Right? That would be bad. That would be so bad. So I would be like, oh hell, I know you're dead, right? Like that wouldn't be good. I don't want to see any loved ones as a ghost, to be honest. I think that would freak me out more than anything. Yes, bring an offering a toy. Nothing can purify the Lizzie Borden house. LOL, you have to pray to say out loud, you are not allowed to come home with me, and I am from God. Who you gonna call? Dolly Busters. You don't call Dolly Busters. I'm running. Okay, I don't be fighting no ghosts. I ain't trapping no ghosts. Um, I'm just doing this because PJ wanted to do it. It was never in my book that I planned, let's go stay at an axe murderer's house. Okay. I like horror movies. I don't like, that's it. Like the real life stuff, I'm a little sketchy about that type of stuff. I don't really like even get like ghost movies. Like I don't like The Exorcist or anything to do with possession. I don't like that shit. Definitely pray to Jesus. Don't call Dolly, call Sal. There you go. You a Gremlins guy. LOL. Yeah, don't get me wet after midnight. Okay, it'll feed me. So, but enough about the ghosts. I ain't got much longer that I can be here with you guys. We got to be up early for court in the morning. I still got to take a shower before I hit the bed. Let's just pray that there's some justice for Lily and Jack. Okay, right now that's the most important thing, not the ghost hunt shit. But it is interesting. I just wanted to share that with you because we are going to be doing that Wednesday. But we're going to continue if any updates come out throughout the week. We'll be talking about this case, other cases, all that stuff. Um, just pretty much general discussion tonight, uh, about what we got going on and seeing if my prediction's right. Okay. Is there a arrest coming? I think this is the quiet before the storm. Okay. Because they're not just going to give up on these kids. And if these kids don't show up or nobody says nothing, I do believe an arrest is coming. And I think it's going to be the stepdad and the mother. And honestly, I think his family knows something. I think everybody at that house knows something. Ain't nobody going to say nothing because if they do, they would all go down. Okay. Even though they're fighting with each other, if one of them talks, all of them are going to go to jail. So they're not telling it. But it's going to come out. It's going to come out. This ain't when the police don't think you're abducted and they don't think you've ran away. They only think one thing: you did it. So it's just a matter of time before they make an arrest of one of these family members and try to pressure them to talk. Because once they say the first thing, it's all going to come unraveled. Every bit of it is going to come out. And I think it's going to happen this week. That's my prediction. So you guys, I will see y'all tomorrow morning. We're going to be at Karen Reed's trial tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
So Denham, we went by there tonight. We went past the courthouse tonight. I wanted to show PJ where everything was at. So we will be back there in the morning around what time? 7?
I don't know.
Yeah, because at 8 9 they run everybody off, or 8.
Wow.
So we will be live about 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is the same time here as it is in Virginia, right? Okay. So yeah, it's Eastern Standard Time, 7 a.m. We will be live. Safe travels, PJ and Dolly. Well, we're gonna be here for a few days in Boston because Lizzie's house is where's Lizzie's house?
Fall River.
Fall River, Massachusetts. So we'll be here till Thursday, I think, and then we're heading to New York for P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Then we're heading to the P. Diddy trial Friday. And then back home by Sunday. So Friday we'll hang out in New York, and Saturday and Sunday we'll be driving our ass back home. So, but thank you for everybody that hung out with me tonight. I will see you guys tomorrow morning from the Karen Reed trial. Let's go mess with the cult, okay? We should have got some Kool-Aid tonight.
Yeah.
I forgot all about it. I should have stopped and bought some Kool-Aid. I could at least walk by and handed out some Kool-Aid to the cult members. All right, here you go. Here's some Kool-Aid. Or walked up and gave Vinny, because Vinny should be out here tomorrow. Gave him some Kool-Aid. Here you go, Vinny. Here's some Kool-Aid. Some
He
Karen.
already drank the Kool-Aid.
PJ's thinks Vinny is a Karen Reed supporter. I think he's neutral.
He simp.
He went out and bought a purple tie.
Yeah.
So I think he's trying to stay neutral in the case. I mean, I'm sure he has his private, personal opinion on it. But, you know, he said he couldn't wear pink or he couldn't wear blue. So he went out and got purple. All right. So, all right, guys. I'll see y'all in the morning. Peace.